Despite the challenges that food inflation causes for local food banks and resources, they're staying resilient.
Whether it lasts for another 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to be here.
I'm Alberto Camargo in the Southeast Tallahassee neighborhood, getting a closer look at how the demand for these food resources continues to grow and why that demand is getting harder to meet. ABC 27 has covered how rising food prices has affected second harvest of the Big Bend. It's a similar story for Farmshare, which operates around 20 monthly distributions in North Florida. I stopped by one Wednesday morning at Anderson Chapel AME Church in the Griffin Heights neighborhood. The end of it, actually, because food ran out in a matter of hours.
And I was here at 7:15, and at 7:30 this morning, people were lining up.
Marilyn Carter and Gloria Miller volunteered to run the distribution. Miller says over 10 pallets of food served nearly 200 families. Carter says the speed at which they got the food out shows how in demand these resources are.
Food prices are so high, and it really doesn't matter to them what we're giving them as long as it's some food.
But the cost of running these distributions is growing and causing problems.
To sponsor one of our distribution trucks, it runs about $5,000. I mean, it's a very, hefty truck when you talk about the amount of food that's on it, per pound at, $6 or so per pound for the food that goes out.
Dr. Samuel Carter is a distribution coordinator with Farmshare, working the North Florida area. He says food inflation mirrors the inflation of operating costs like gas and drivers for trucks. Carter also says Farmshare gets its food from local growers and grocery stores, meaning shortages there trickle down and affect their resources.
The grocery stores are low on product as well, so that means that we can't get a lot of stuff in that they would normally give away. Our farmers are, some of them, in a situation where their crops aren't really coming in as it need to be.
Carter says despite demand increasing, supply shortages have actually forced Farmshare to cut back on distributions in the last year, but they remain committed to doing what they can. In Southeast Tallahassee, Alberto Camargo, ABC 27.